Hospital, was a Duxbury police detective already on scene?
Yes.
And do you recall who that was?
Detective Matthew.
Now, when you, meaning the State Police Detectives Unit, are involved in an investigation, is it common that you would utilize the services of the Crime Scene Services section of the State Police?
Yes.
And the Crime Scene Response Unit?
Yes.
And in this case, did members of those two units respond as well to the South Shore Hospital at the time that you were there?
Yes.
Do you recall who from the Crime Scene Services and the Response Unit responded?
Chemist Maureen Hartnett and Trooper Rostoffers.
Did you have the occasion to observe Lindsay Clancy at the South Shore Hospital?
Yes.
And she was in the emergency department, correct?
Correct.
And was she able to speak, or was she intubated?
She was unable to speak.
Did you observe her to have medical equipment and being treated while you were there?
She had medical equipment attached to her person, yes.
And did you observe her to have injuries, visible injuries?
Yes.
At the South Shore Hospital, in addition to speaking to Detective Mafia and assessing Lindsay Clancy, did you do or serve anything on the hospital themselves?
Yes.
What did you do?
A preservation notice.
And what is a preservation notice?
The preservation notice is to preserve the defendant's urine and blood.
And you provide that to staff at the hospital to ensure that the blood is saved unless and until a warrant is obtained for that material?
Correct.
And in addition to serving the preservation order, did you collect some items that were removed from medical staff that were on Lindsay Clancy, the defendant?
Yes.
What did you collect, or what did they provide you?
It was her clothing and wedding ring and wedding band.
Good morning. Good morning. I'm going to be getting ready for work, but I figured I could stream it for about an hour. I was watching the CBS News stream. I have to hide their chat.
Well, she's putting her voice on. I have no objection to any
Morning.
of it. Okay. All right.
It sends me into a rage almost.
As far as the items collected, when they are received from the hospital staff, what do you guys do?
Hi, Sammy.
So it goes, originally went to Detective Mafia from Duxbury PD. Then it went to me, and then it was documented by Trooper Stoffers, and then some of it will go to the office, or will go to the crime lab. In this case, went to the crime lab.
Okay. But as the state police trooper on scene, the investigator on scene, you at some point retain custody of the item.
Correct.
And I'm just showing you a paper bag. Is that familiar to you?
Yes.
And this is the bags that generally are found in the detectives unit. One item. Is that familiar to
I
you?
don't hear
Yes.
it.
What do you know this item to be?
Not sure.
Is it a piece of clothing that you obtained from the hospital?
Yes.
Does it appear to be a woman's tank top?
Yes.
And are you able to observe some staining on the front?
Oh, God.
Yes.
And again, it's cut down the middle.
Correct.
This is how it was received from the hospital.
They're going to
Yes.
say Patrick cut it.
I would move to the tank top as the next exhibit.
All right, that may be admitted.
Exhibit 223.
Thank you.
Showing you another item. Is that familiar to you?
Yes.
And what are these?
Jeans.
And these were also cut and off the defendant and received by the medical staff at South Shore Hospital.
Yes.
And on these jeans, you see a little bit of staining on the front.
Yes.
I would move to admit these as the next exhibit.
That may be admitted.
224.
Thank you.
Just showing one more item. Is that familiar to you?
Yes.
Appears to be a woman's bra, correct?
Correct.
Cut down the middle,
Yes.
and it has some staining in the front, in the middle where the cuts are.
Correct.
And is this an item that was collected that was on Lindsay Clancy's body on January 24th, 2023?
Yes.
Move to admit this document.
That may be admitted. Thank you.
So now we know what she was wearing.
Is that all she was wearing, though?
Indicated there was also
It
some
was
rings
snowing.
that were collected, correct?
Correct.
And eventually these items were then taken by forensic scientist Hartnett, and eventually they get returned to the State Police Detectives Unit in your experience. Is that fair to say?
Fair to say.
Now, in addition to going to the South Shore Hospital on January 24th, 2023, did you go to any other hospitals?
Yes.
Which hospital did you go to?
Boston Children's Hospital.
And why did you go there?
I was advised to go there by my supervisor.
Okay, and did you learn that one of the children, Callan Clancy, had been transported to the Boston Children's Hospital?
Yes.
And were you there to just obtain what his current status was at that time?
Yes.
And the time that you were there at the Boston Children's on January 24th, fair to say he was still alive but noted to be in critical condition?
Yes.
Now, in the early morning hours of January 25th of 2023, were you aware that a search warrant was obtained for the home of 47 Summer Street in Duxbury?
Yes.
Oh, really?
And in your time with the State Police Detectives Unit and during that time in January of 2023, how did you guys approach the execution of a search warrant?
So the house would have been frozen pending the search warrant being signed. Once it's signed, we begin the execution, and crime scene would document the residents inside and outside before we would go in.
Okay, so when crime scene goes in and they document, you're familiar, they use photographs and video, right?
Correct.
And once they've gone through and documented the scene as it was secured, do you, as part of the detectives unit team, then go in the house to begin search?
Yes.
And fair to say, there are a lot of hands on deck during something like this.
Correct.
And in this instance, the detectives unit was searching the entire home at 47 Summer Street, including 3 floors, basement, first floor, second floor, as well as any vehicles that were on the property.
Correct.
And in addition to people
said
or
they didn't
troopers
check
with
his
the
car.
detectives unit, were there other local law enforcement also assisting?
Yes.
And what was your role that night or that morning in the execution of the warrant?
I was the evidence officer.
And what does that mean?
I document evidence that is located by investigators during the search warrant.
And so at that time period, when you're executing a search warrant and searching a place like a home, is the information that you know at that point what guides the search?
Yes.
So you don't know what you're looking for unless you know what happened, right?
Correct.
So in this circumstance, fair to say the state police had limited information about what had actually transpired in that house.
Correct.
But each and every room was searched, to your knowledge?
To my knowledge, yes.
And your role was just to document items that were going to be collected and returned to the State Police Detectives Unit?
To document items that would be collected and either go back to the State Police Detective Unit or to the crime lab.
And fair to say, when the crime lab takes items back to the lab, they have an entirely different process on how to monitor, track them, and inventory the items, correct?
Correct.
So in this particular warrant execution, did you engage in the search?
Yes.
And you said you documented what other members of the group found and located where they located it, correct?
Correct.
And so you, as the evidence officer, were aware that Trooper Rabbit located some prescription pill bottles in the kitchen that morning, correct?
Correct.
And so, as the evidence officer, were you responsible for kind of keeping custody of those bottles?
Correct.
at some later point after those bottles were photographed and collected, did you inventory those bottles?
Yes.
I'm going to just show you what's been marked as Exhibit 155, if I may approach the witness. So, Sergeant, just showing you this bag here. It's already been marked, Exhibit 155. I'm going to show you 4 pill bottles. And you could take a look at them so they look familiar to you.
Yes.
So the first one I'm looking at is labeled trazodone. And as far as how you inventory these, what do you do when you inventory them?
Just count them.
Okay, so do you also review the information on the label as to what should be in the bottle or what the original prescription was?
Yes.
So as far as the trazodone, it says filled on January 12th, 2023. With 30 in it, and so you counted to determine how many were left, right?
Correct.
And so fair to say there were 20 remaining in this bottle when you inventoried it.
Correct.
The diazepam, 5 milligrams, date filled January 9th of 2023, with 14 as the quantity. You counted what was in this bottle,
Correct.
and there's 2.5 left in there, correct?
Correct.
And diazepam, 2 milligrams, date filled January 16th, 2023. It has 3 listed on there, right? In type.
Yes.
But there appears to be like a pink mark through it.
Correct.
Did you put that pink mark on there?
No.
Would that have been there when the bottle was seized?
It could have been.
Okay. But regardless of how many it says were the quantity, you counted how many were actually in this bottle.
Correct.
And fair to say there were 9.5 remaining in that bottle.
Correct.
And the last one, amitriptyline, 10 milligrams. It says date filled January 16th, 2023, quantity 30. And you counted how many were left in this bottle as well.
Correct.
And there were 22 in this bottle.
Correct.
And you documented that as this was put into evidence in the state police.
Yes.
Did you search in the upstairs master bedroom of the house during the search warrant?
Yes, I assisted with the search.
Did you locate anything that you documented or collected to take back to the state police?
Yes.
In the master bedroom?
Yes.
Okay. What did you locate?
I believe there was a baby monitor and a Google Nest camera.
Okay. Did you observe the room, the master bedroom?
Yes.
And did you search in a nightstand that was next to the bed?
I don't recall searching on a nightstand next to the bed.
Were there other investigators that were also in the room searching other areas of the bedroom?
Yes.
And as far as any additional work you did on this particular investigation, again, fair to say the detective unit works as a team and divides up work and for follow-up.
Correct.
And you participated in some follow-up investigation by speaking to some witnesses, correct?
Correct.
And at some point, you were also asked to go to the Brigham and Women's Hospital, where the defendant was following the sheriff's department, keeping watch of her.
Correct.
Do you recall what day you went there?
I don't recall the exact date.
Okay. When you went to the Brigham and Women's Hospital, was she in her own room, or was she in like a open area?
She was in her own room.
When you were there on watch, did you go into the room, or were you outside the room?
Outside the room.
And as far as your memory of whether anyone else besides medical staff went in there, at any point when you were there at the Brigham Hospital, did you observe another individual come in to visit with her or meet with her?
Yes.
And were you advised that that person was coming in?
Yes.
And were you advised that that person was allowed in with a court order?
Yes.
When the person went in, did you know if it was an attorney, a doctor, or somebody else?
It was not an attorney. It wasn't a doctor. It was, I believe, a psychiatrist.
And when that person went into the room, did you go in the room as well?
No.
And where did you stay?
Outside the room.
And when this man went into the room, did he leave the door open or close the door?
I believe it was closed.
And when he came out, did he speak with you?
I don't recall.
Okay. But as far as you knew at that time period, that person was permitted to be in there and could close the door.
Correct.
And you don't know what was said or what was done in that room?
No.
Thank you.
I'm gonna be getting ready for work
Ms.
if you don't
Riggs.
need me just.
So your position was as a sergeant for the state police on these dates that you testified to?
No, sir. At the time, I was a trooper.
Trooper.
Yes, sir.
You assigned to the district attorney's office?
Yes, sir.
It would be the Plymouth County DA's office, meaning these prosecutors here, right?
Correct, sir.
Actually, you have an office in their office, right?
Correct, sir.
You have to call me sir. So on the first time you got involved with this case was on the evening of, was it the 24th or 23rd?
Tuesday. I think it was the 24th.
Okay. And do you recall what time it was that you went there?
To South Shore Hospital.
Yes, I'm sorry.
Approximately 7:30 p.m.
Now, at that point, you had known, obviously, that this was a major investigation involving the death of 2 children and 1 serious injury to another child. Is that correct?
Correct.
The media was absolutely insane all over the location of the house and in the hospitals and everywhere. Isn't that right?
I recall media at the house. I'm not sure about the hospital stuff.
Okay. It was a fairly horrific and largely attended to, if you will, event. Is that correct?
Yes.
And Lindsay was, when you went to the South Shore Hospital, that's where you saw her before she was transferred to the Brigham and Women's, right?
Yes.
When you went in to see her at the South Shore Hospital, she was in the emergency room, right?
Yes.
Would you agree with me that she was pretty well, she had the intubation tube in her mouth, she had tape on her face, she had her arms all taped up and wires and tubes and everything else, right?
Yes.
And it was a very confusing and quite frankly shocking sight to walk into that room and see her there in that condition, right?
Yes.
And you, about your duty, collected clothing and her wedding band, correct?
Yes.
And you went through all that with the items you seized, and you introduced those into evidence and noted what the government said appears to be stains, but it was blood on her clothing. Is that right?
I would say.
Appeared to be,
Yeah.
in your experience.
Yes.
Any shoes? Did she have any shoes, sneakers, slippers, anything like that?
I don't recall shoes. I think 2 black socks, but I don't recall shoes.
Right. If there were shoes on her person or brought to the hospital, the odds are that when they saved the clothing, they would have saved the shoes as well, right?
Yes.
So you took the clothing, and then you went to the Boston Children's Hospital, right?
Yes.
And after you left the Boston Children's Hospital, you went back to the house and then assisted in the search of the property with a search warrant?
Yes.
And were you the lead investigator at that point, or were you one of the guys just searching?
I was not the lead investigator.
But there was a court order, search warrant, right?
Yes.
And you, meaning collectively you, knew that you had a search warrant that authorized a search for a number of items, including medications or pills or pill bottles, right?
Yes.
I don't have to grab this and ask if you saw this. You never did see that, did you?
I did not recall seeing that, sir.
You don't know what, if anything, was inside that item, right?
I don't know.
And counsel asked you whether or not it's a collaborative effort on the part of the detective units, and that you all collaborate and work together. Can you explain that? Do you report to each other? Do you keep each other advised as to what you get for evidence?
Yeah, so when we go into a house, we're not familiar with the layout. We'll walk the house and figure out where bedrooms are located, and then essentially we kind of just break up into teams, if you will, and search the residence as evidence is located. And at that time, as the evidence officer, I would be alerted that, hey, there's evidence here. We're going to document and collect it.
Okay. And you videotape the scene and you take photographs of the areas, the different rooms, right?
I do not, but crime scene does.
But you were in the house and you were able to observe the rooms. You could see all sorts of wall hangings and paintings and fingerprints and handprints and all that stuff on the wall, right?
Yes.
Downstairs, you saw in the basement or the finished basement that there was an area that was an office or appeared to be an office. Is that correct?
I don't recall the exact layout of the basement.
Do you remember that items were seized from the basement, like a Mac Pro laptop, something like I have right here? There were two of them that were seized. You remember that?
Yes.
And from your investigation, you're aware that those would have been Pat Clancy's laptops, his business and personal laptop, correct?
At the time, I'm not sure who the laptops belonged to, but I know they were collected.
Okay. And how about Lindsay Clancy's, her cell phone? Was that seized, if you know?
I believe that was seized from the master bedroom.
In the master bedroom. And do you remember, was it located on the bed?
There was a phone located on the bed. I think there was another phone located in a dresser drawer. I'm not sure which phone was what, though.
All right. So both of those phones, regardless which one was what, did either one of them have blood on them?
I don't recall.
But if you guys were seizing the items in the property, such as the cell phone that had blood on it, and your experience, you probably would have remembered that, right?
Correct.
And you don't remember that?
I don't.
Okay. You did notice a lot of blood on the floor and on the walls, on the mirror and the window ledge and that area. Is that there?
I recall blood on the floor by the mirror, and then blood on the floor going towards that back right window.
Okay. At no time did you ever come across or discover a, what do you call it, Apple Watch, right?
No, sir.
And after you all concluded your search of the home, and how long did that take? A couple of hours?
Probably. I don't recall the exact time we concluded.
Okay. The next thing you did was to go to the Brigham and Women's Hospital. Is that right?
After the search warrant?
Yeah, she had asked you a question about Brigham and Women's. I mean, did you do something else in between? I don't know.
I don't recall exactly what I did after the search warrant, but at some point I did go to the Brigham.
Okay. Can you tell us when you went to the Brigham?
I don't recall the exact date.
All right, so whatever date you went to the Brigham, you went there for what purpose?
She would transfer it to that facility, and it was to maintain custody of her at that point.
So you were going to maintain custody of her?
So the sheriffs, I believed, had custody of her, and then our unit was tasked to facilitate providing coverage over the next couple of days.
Right, and she was actually in the bed with all, again, tubes and all sorts of things coming out of her body when you saw her, right?
Yeah, she was in the hospital bed.
And she was in like an emergency room. It was a little small room with a lot of machines in it that took up a lot of space, right?
She was in one of the floors.
One of the floor rooms, but it was an intensive care unit, right?
I believe it could have been the surgical intensive care unit.
Surgical intensive care. And when you went there to facilitate custody, who were you facilitating custody for? The DA's office?
Yes, essentially.
Okay. And whatever, do you remember how many days? Was it like 2 days, a week, 2 weeks after the incident that brought you to the house in Duxbury? Do you recall how long it was before you went to the hospital to maintain custody, facilitate?
I don't recall how many days, maybe 2 or 3. I'm not sure the exact count.
All right, so she had been transferred out of South Shore Hospital. She was transferred to Brigham and Women's Hospital. You went to Brigham and Women's Hospital. I imagine you had to go through security to get in there, right? Well, your badge, right?
At some point, yeah, we were probably assisted with security to get up there.
Well, you know that nobody could get access to Lindsay Clancy in that hospital, and I mean nobody, right?
Correct.
And this went on for day after day after day, to your knowledge, facilitating, right?
Correct.
Her parents couldn't get in to see her, correct?
I don't believe so.
She had an attorney that had difficulty, not me, but another guy that had difficulty getting in to see her. Isn't that right?
I'm not aware of that difficulty.
I had to get a court order to get a doctor in there to see her, didn't I?
Yes, it was a court order.
And when I got the court order, a doctor came in and met with Lindsay pursuant to that judge's order, and that was Paul Zeisel, correct?
I believe that's the name. I'm not sure if he was a doctor, but I believe that was the gentleman that came on the court order.
Okay, only because in your direct you said that he was not a doctor, but he was a psychiatrist. So, I mean, it's just, you knew that he had something to do with head doctor, psychiatrist, psychologist, something like that.
Correct.
Okay. Did he have to clear it with you to get into the room?
He checked in with myself and the other trooper. We were advised that he was coming and to let him in on the court order.
All right. Now, I wasn't there on that occasion, right?
No.
And when Dr. Zeisel or whoever it was went into the room to see her, it's your memory that he was allowed to shut the door. Is that correct?
I believe he shut the door.
Now, you were involved in this investigation pretty intensely, working with the DA's office, right?
Correct.
Isn't it fair to say that one of the contentions of the district attorneys is that Paul Zeisel, my doctor, that I got a court order to get in to see her, told her to call Pat and tell him that she heard voices?
Objection.
Can I see counsel sidebar in regards to this?
Now that's the first sidebar for a while, isn't it?
That's
Not
the
been
very
a
first
lot.
one. First one today. You guys can talk while they're at sidebar. While we're at a sidebar, I want to bring up that I know a lot of people.
Before the first bite, I want to see the calories. Check calories before you eat.
Commercial. Go ahead. A lot of people are very concerned about Lindsay Clancy's defense fund and reimbursing her parents and stuff. I've seen a couple of GoFundMe's up on TikTok. These are not authorized. These are not authorized by the family, and I would highly encourage you to research things before you donate money to anyone anywhere. Absolutely.
Just say no to GoFundMe's. And now that you say this, and I'm not trying to keep bringing her up, but it is now I'm actually kind of concerned. If you know who is going to bring up a GoFundMe or I can donate it for you type of situation like she's done before.
I wouldn't put it past them.
Yeah.
When I very first saw one video this morning, I was like, oh my God, is that who it is?
Where?
So there was a video that popped up and it was a news station. And this lady had started a GoFundMe for Lindsay Clancy's mom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I was like, oh no.
It's really frustrating. I'm watching other people on here that are creators. Me and Call, and I think Call, you were in that live with us, and Susan, me and you were in there. And her husband's an attorney for a district attorney, and she's like, "No, Patrick, he's not going to be charged. Like, you guys are like reaching." She was getting mad. Yeah. And True Crime with Kristen Kay. She's a legal advocate. She has her license to practice, but she does a different job. It's because her license is California. She has always been calm. She's fact-based. The other night, she was screaming.
She was mad.
She was mad. This is because people are not listening to. This isn't like a Dateline, not a Dateline, because those are but like a Lifetime movie. Or,
Right.
you know,
It is. Yeah.
it's not though a Lifetime movie. They're making it like these conspiracies, and it's weird.
Well, they're going to keep going until they get a subpoena.
They and
Right?
yeah,
And that's what I meant by my video. Don't think that you can't be found because this attorney, Red, he made sure that he found that girl here on TikTok.
Right?
I mean, they sent people to her house, to her job. They waited outside her house. His wife tried to contact her, and they waited outside her house until she got home. So,
yeah, it's
And even given, just ignore the subpoena, the defamation of Patrick Clancy is real, and he has enough money to sue the smallest TikToker running their mouth.
and to do it for I just told you, like, our neighbors, they don't have money. My husband said eventually I'm just going to sue them and make them pay $20 the rest of their life just
Exactly.
for funsies,
Right.
you know.
Yeah. Yeah, it's irresponsible, to say that. It's wildly inaccurate, irresponsible, etc.
yeah, you
What
can't get
happened?
up there and say, well, I did the timeline and it makes sense. So it's a fact.
Right. Right. And the body temperature, like nobody understands that. It's just everything. It's
They
unbelievable.
don't want to understand it. They just want to be right.
Yeah.
I
They do
saw
it for
one today. Sorry. Go on.
Shit, what did I miss? Good morning.
Hiya.
Hey, Hal.
Hey.
Morning, gang.
We've seen
So,
some
is
panel
somebody.
hoppers.
What?
I said we've definitely seen some panel hoppers.
Oh, shit.
Oh yeah.
Are people trying to get involved in the case?
LOL, I feel like I went to bed with all y'all last night.
You did, and some people on panel with us ended up in other panels going,
I
"Oh,
did.
I agree." Back to Patrick did it.
What?
No, I didn't. I didn't.
What? Like somebody we were bullshitting with last night?
It
Oh
was
No,
a
God.
someone who
lady.
came up. I thought you meant on panel now.
No,
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 I
no.
thought you meant
no.
as in us lot now. I was like, no.
No, but I did see two people that well, one was just in Ivory's comments, loud and proud in the comments, but wouldn't come up, making all kinds of wild accusations. They were in another chat later making that, those same wild accusations. One that was actually on panel went on a panel, when she went up on Ivory's panel, she was like, I was thinking one way, but now that I'm listening to y'all, I'm understanding. Now I'm thinking this way. And then she went on another panel last night afterwards, in the wee hours of the morning, like 2 o'clock in the morning, and was saying, I was thinking this way. This panel, this one live stream, these people convinced me, that this trial is not about Patrick being guilty, but now that I've listened to y'all, it makes more sense that yes,
Oh,
he is
brother.
guilty, and they're gonna call him back. He's on the witness list.
They're not
Oh,
calling him
geez.
back, though. I mean, if they
Oh,
what?
Hold on a minute.
I guess
Born,
everybody
good
should just be glad she's
morning.
not on the jury.
Hold on one second. Good morning, Born. I hope you are doing okay this morning. And
Hi,
I thought
Born.
about you all night.
Is Born
wait.
okay?
Is Born good? What happened?
You didn't hear.
No, I
No.
went to bed after I talked to you guys last night. Shit, apparently I missed a
Uh,
lot.
um, I don't want this live to get derailed by her, but Madison messaged Bourne and said she was going to harm herself.
She said she took
Ugh.
a whole bottle of pills.
Of pills, and
Oh, God.
so Bourne was trying to get in contact and contact the police, and so somebody got in
Oh,
contact
that's
with.
who she texted.
No, I know.
Oh, okay. Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
And
Why?
he got
Why
in
does
contact with Madison's son, and Madison's son said no, she didn't do that. She's right here.
dude? That is. Oh God, I gotta mute. I gotta mute.
Yeah, and I got summons to that live that if I knew anybody. Well, I went in to see what was going on, and I'm sorry, but there was only one person that I could think of that would probably know how to get a hold of her. And so I did. I reached out to that person. I don't regret doing it, but
Right.
I mean, I went to bed knowing that I did my due diligence.
Yeah. Well, it
I
makes me
know
wonder.
somebody who knows Madison really well.
Well, this person was able to call. She didn't
Okay.
answer, so she was able to contact her son. And her son
Okay,
was
good.
there, and she made sure that she was breathing, that she hadn't taken them, she was talking, and that she was fine.
Okay.
Right. And from my understanding, she took down one of her pages after she did this, and she wouldn't return phone calls to anybody reaching out to her that had her number. And it was very worrisome. And it's wrong
Sure.
to put that on someone else.
It is.
That's why I think everybody needs to block Madison and not allow her up on panels. And if she is up on a panel, don't leave the live.
Yeah,
This is going to
I don't
continue to
follow
happen.
her anymore. I used to, but I don't even get her stuff like in my feed. So, she's not someone I even think about, but I feel sorry if she was going through something. But to say that and you didn't do it is concerning.
It's attention-seeking behavior, and it pisses me
Correct.
off. Like,
Of
I'm
course.
sorry,
It
Same
respectfully.
is.
here.
Like, I feel for the
It's
girl. I feel for her if she's having those
Yeah.
problems, but do not make anyone else on the internet your parasocial friend, your knight in shining armor. That's wrong as fuck. There are resources. Do not put that burden on somebody else, like respectfully. And I'm just saying that because I would never put my friends through something like that. I would go to a professional. Oh God, I gotta mute.
Well, and it's horrible when you've had to deal with family like that.
yeah,
Exactly.
that's not okay. And I'm sorry, Bourne. Nobody should have done that to you. You did the right thing. You did not do anything wrong. You did what you were supposed to, and I commend you on that. And I hope you know that, and I hope that she stops the bullshit and gets offline, honestly, because I don't know her, but I don't want to know her. But if, she's pulling this type of stuff and the things she's said, and I've heard, her say, I don't think that is acceptable, and people wonder why the Gypsy Rose niche is so
They're still at a
toxic.
sidebar. Sorry, go ahead.
They wonder why it's so toxic. Well, there you go. There's one reason out of 100.
That's just wrong. And I understand being a helping hand to people when, they've been ostracized or whatever from a group. But after, spending the time that I have in this community and seeing the actions that have been taken on other people that are, being affected, like the whole package thing with Dreamer, that pissed me off. That to me drew a line of, I don't know that person personally, but I will block you just for my own sanity's sake. And to see that it's still going this far, but now it's affecting other people that are genuinely great people on this app, it's not fair. That's not cool. Sorry. I don't agree with that. I think that is so wrong.
That's why a lot of people, I mean, I like a lot of people on both, I guess you could call it sides, but I don't go visit. I don't go on panels. Last night was the first time I'd been on one of their panels in I couldn't tell you how long because I don't want to be a part of the nonsense.
it's fun when they're talking about, true crime or animals or stuff because I bop around from live to live, but to manipulate a genuinely good person for your own, attention or whatever, I don't get that. I can't wrap my head around that. I can't relate to that. And so it makes me angry and it's not cool. Don't do that. Sorry, I'm done.
Oh, you're fine. Wild, wild, wild work.
I feel like I just killed the mood. Sorry, everybody.
No, not at all. You didn't kill the mood. I think a lot of people think things like that. Like you see it every day. The internet is a crazy place, and people are vermin sometimes.
Well, it
Yeah,
shows
like I
you
just
there's
feel like
mental
Bourne
health
got
situations everywhere.
when she got taken Bourne, I feel like, I'm just getting this at face value, but that to me screams Bourne's being taken advantage of for her kindness, and that's wrong. Like I wouldn't do that to somebody.
Yeah.
Sheshed, can you check your request? Born is requesting.
Oh, do you not have
I got
access?
her.
It's
I got
it's
her.
Good
showing me
morning.
that 4 people are requesting, but when I go to view them, they're not there. I don't know what the
Same, I
deal
can't
is.
see him.
Well, I don't see Born. I see like 4, but sometimes
Born
I
is
will.
on panel,
She's
guys.
on panel
Okay,
now.
hold on. Sometimes when I click on them, it shows that they don't exist.
Yeah, it's because it's
That's
voice call. It's weird. I've done that too, and I'm like, I can't.
Yep. Same here.
And then
Hi,
I can't
Born.
even remove them from requesting.
right. That happened to me
Good,
yesterday.
good morning, girls. First of all, she said Samantha, and if anyone else was there, like she said, I didn't even know you was on panel for a while. Like I was just crying so much. I couldn't even see the phone. I couldn't see like the chat or anything. And when I realized you was up there, I was like, oh my God, she said, like I was just so grateful that you was there. I feel like I owe y'all an apology at the same time as thanking
No, you
y'all
don't owe me an
for,
apology at all.
it's
You didn't
just,
do anything wrong. You did the right thing. You did what everybody else would have done.
yeah, but this is the thing where, I had a hard time dealing with that text message, other than just someone wanting to do that to themselves, although it wasn't a true story, is that, we recently got news that our daughter might have 10 years. We might have 10 years left with her. So every day we fight to keep our daughter alive. And this person was to message me that. And I couldn't wrap my mind around it and got very upset in different ways, So you just, when and listen, I don't want nobody to ever think they can't come to me with that. You know what I'm saying? I just don't know how to reach out to her people or anything. And the only other thing I could think, I reached out to a couple girlfriends, but the only other thing, like I knew, I just got to hit the streets of TikTok, like go maybe where somebody can help me. But that's all I wanted to say is
Sometimes I got to talk to.
thank
I'm
you.
so sorry
No, you
about your
good.
daughter.
Oh, thank you.
Too. If there's anything we can do, you let us know. But I do know that her son was there. And so I think the other person, when she talked to the son, going to have him reach out to the family.
Yeah.
So
But I want to say thank you. I saw y'all were online and I just want to come join like I normally do when I see you girls up here.
awesome. Well, you want to listen to this trial with us? They're just now coming back from the sidebar for a bit.
Sure, I would love to.
All
Thank
right.
you.
You
You want me,
bet.
I can get down if someone else
No,
needs to
stay
come.
right there. Just stay right
Okay.
there. All
Okay.
right.
Thank you all so much.
You bet. Love you.
Love you too, honey.
Like I said to you, I think a couple weeks ago, sometimes I got to talk to lawyers for a little bit longer than it takes over here at the sidebar. So this is one of those situations. So I'm going to ask you to go back to the jury room just for a couple of minutes. I think then we'll bring you right back in and we'll resume with the testimony. Okay?
Court, all right. Good. Notebooks on chairs. This way, please.
Did he just say we're taking a recess?
No.
No, we said the jury have got to go out.
Oh, okay.
Thank you guys, because I'm getting ready for work. So
Do we know what they're showing the jury? Is it like a replay of something, or are we going to find out after?
we'll find out here in just a second.
No.
Because they're not at sidebar. The court's still going.
All right. So, counsel, what we're going to do is we'll have it just so the record's clear. The jury's out of the room at this point. We will just conduct a short voir dire on the issue that we talked about over at sidebar. So I'll allow Mr. Reddington to ask questions at this point, and then I'll allow Commonwealth to also ask questions. Go ahead, counsel.
Okay, thank you. So you're in the hospital at Brigham and Women's, correct?
Yes.
And when you're there, with the purpose of obviously with other law officers to enforce the fact that she's in custody, Dr. Zeisel, or a doctor, came in pursuant to a court order, right?
Yes.
All right. And obviously had been cleared through security and went into the room where Lindsay was laying on the bed, right?
Yes.
You don't know, or you don't recall if he closed the door or if he kept the door open or if it was half open. You just don't remember, right?
Yes.
Okay. Would you agree with me that in the course of preparing this case for trial, that you have worked and collaborated with the prosecutors, the two district attorneys, correct?
Yes.
And you guys would talk about theories of the case and evidence that they want you to run down perhaps as an investigator or try to obtain, or interviews and things of that nature, right?
Yes.
And one of the theories that they had indicated to you is that Patrick Clancy had indicated to the investigators and to the grand jury, I believe, that Lindsay called him from the hospital, right?
I recall that.
And that Lindsay used that doctor's cell phone to call him from the hospital, right?
Yes.
And they basically had a theory that they wanted to run with, that Zeisel told her, Lindsay, to say that she heard voices, right?
I don't know if it's a theory or not. I just recall that conversation at some point.
Okay, so when was the conversation?
I don't recall exactly when.
You remember where the conversation was?
No.
You don't, okay.
I'm assuming at the office. I just don't recall specifically when.
And who was it you were talking to?
Probably could have been one of the troopers in the office working the case.
One of the troopers, is it McGilligan?
Probably. He's the case officer, so I imagine it probably would have been him, sir.
Probably could have been him.
Yeah.
How about any of the prosecutors? You talked to the DAs about that?
I don't recall specifically speaking to a prosecutor about this.
Well, how about not necessarily specifically, but do you have any memory of talking to the prosecutor about, quote, this, end quote?
No.
So what is it that your memory is that the trooper, whoever it may have been, or the investigator for the state police may have been, what did that person tell you?
That at some point when Lindsay was in the hospital with the doctor and the court order, that she made a phone call to Patrick and they discussed circumstances of the case, and then he was interviewed later on and communicated this phone call to, I believe, Trooper McElligan.
And what did McElligan tell you about the conversation? What the theory or the understanding was that
during the conversation, Lindsay communicated to Patrick that she had heard voices in her head.
And there was also the conversation regarding the psychologist is basically the one that planted that idea in her head, right?
The conversation between Trooper McElligan and I?
Yeah.
I don't recall that specifically. I just recall the facts that are communicated to me that there was a phone call between Lindsay and Patrick.
Okay, you already said that. I know, and I apologize. I don't mean to cut you off, but let's cut to the chase.
Yeah.
What I'm asking you are voices. You know what that means when someone hears voices, right?
Yes.
You may not hear voices. I may not hear voices, but some people might hear voices, right?
Yeah.
That was discussed with McElligott, wasn't it?
Yes.
And what is it that he discussed with you about Lindsay hearing voices?
That's what she had told Patrick on the phone call, that she heard voices.
And when she told Patrick that she heard that on the phone call, the prosecution determined that it was Zell, or whoever that doctor was, you don't recall, that told her to say that for some type of a defense, right?
I don't know what the prosecution determined. All I can say is that's what I recall, the conversation between Lindsay and Patrick.
Okay. About when
The voices.
The voices.
Yeah.
And the conversation also included the fact that it was the psychologist that planted that idea in her mind. That's the theory, isn't it?
That would be the theory, but I don't recall having...
Wait. Your answer is that would be the theory, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Agreeing with you that that's what was discussed.
All right. And this would be you and is it McElligott? McElligott.
Yes, sir.
And you're unable to assist us, though, with any of the detail. You do recall that there was a conversation about that.
Correct.
And in the conversation, it was about the conversation that Lindsay had with her husband, indicating about voices, right?
Correct.
Using the psychologist's cell phone, right?
Correct.
And there was an indication that the psychologist told her to basically say that. You just told us, yes?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's all I have.
Attorney Buckingham.
Sergeant Lawler, at the time that you were at the Brigham Hospital and at the time the doctor came in, you didn't know anything about a theory of the case, correct?
No.
And you didn't know or overhear anything in outside that room about conversations between the doctor and the defendant, did you?
Correct.
And you indicated that you never had a conversation with the prosecution about their theory of the case, did you?
Did not.
So anything that you recall was simply conversation with another trooper in the unit.
Correct.
And as you sit here in your testimony today and testify about your memory of that particular night, is anything about that conversation with Sergeant McElligott guiding your testimony?
No.
You changed, or has your memory changed as to that incident after you had this conversation with Trooper McElligott,
No.
Sergeant McElligott? And in fact, you don't know anything about whether there's any evidence about...
Oh my gosh, commercial guy, sorry. Oh my gosh. Hold on. Sorry, I
the
thought
defendant to have that conversation with her husband, do you?
No.
All you know factually is what came out of the investigation from what Patrick said the call was and who he said the call was from and how the call occurred, correct?
Correct.
Thank you.
So,
Yeah, please.
So basically, my contention is that you're obviously up here testifying as honestly as you can. It's pretty apparent, right?
Yes.
And you're very consistent with your oath, and you understand that it's important. And you're trying to, it may be difficult, but you're trying to explain what your memory is about conversation with the lead investigator, McElligott, right? I mean, you're trying to tell us what your memory is, right?
Yes.
So your testimony pertains to your conversation with the lead investigator, McElligott. It's got nothing to do with the fact that you don't recall this or you don't recall that. What you've testified to is for the judge to consider, right?
Yes.
Okay, that's all I have.
All right. Why don't we do this? I'm going to take about a 10-minute break at this point.
Okay.
And we'll come back out and we will
Oh my
resume
gosh.
cross-examination.
So he is stating, Kevin, is what they're going off of is basically hearsay. It's not proven. It's hearsay. And he's testifying about the hearsay. Well, Patrick told me. Well, the psychologist told me. But it's not proven. And they're using that not proven information. That's what I feel.
I agree. He's reiterating what he was told third party, and that's not fact.
I think he's setting it up to talk to the lead investigator. What did he say his name was? McGilligan, or however you say it. I think he's setting it up to question him about this. I think that's why he said his name so many times.
Oh gosh.
I'm not sure, V. Basham. Has the jury come back in?
Yeah,
Were
the
they sent
jury's going
out?
to come back in. Don't you think they had them go out so that they didn't get confused?
Yeah, I'm just a bit, because if they weren't in, they can't use that anyway. And they're the ones who's going to decide at the end of the day. So I just don't get what the point is if they're going to have to not hear it. Because it'll be on the record, but they're not going to hear it to be able to use that to decide. And they're the ones at the end of the day that's going to decide the outcome, aren't they?
Okay, is Ivory in here? Ivory, are you in here? I have to go to work here at about the time that they come back.
I'm about to have to go into work too. I'm sad. I want to listen.
I
I was
I
gonna
haven't
say,
seen
know.
her this morning.
Sam's texting her right now, I guarantee you, and I can't while I'm on here. I want to make sure you guys go somewhere, not you on the panel, but everybody in the chat, that they get to go somewhere where they can actually listen and get the facts and not have it jumbled.
I think I saw that Exposing was going live with this.
Oh, okay. Well, can do that.
Let's see what
But
Sam.
there's the one true crime woman. I can't think of her name. The one that's a paralegal that is about the facts of the case and not the nonsense. Um, gosh, I can't think of her name. It's true crime with something, but that there's a million of those.
I know, right? I'm
But
glad I'm Sheshed.
she was live all night and into probably like 5 or 6 o'clock this morning. So I don't know if she's up and back at it yet.
Right, right.
Adam Patrick's trial he's not going to trial. If you go look at Sam's page, Ivory has already figured out it was the aliens. And the aliens use the skills for the power ups.
y'all are leaving out his Reeboks. I'm just saying.
I know. I listened to an attorney this morning and I saved the video to play. Oh, I can play it for you really quick. I forgot. I dropped it in DC so you guys could hear it. Hold on, let me pull it up. You will find this interesting, and this will show that Patrick's not going back on the stand. And it made so much sense for us that aren't attorney Rugoose. Let me find it. Hold on. Where did I drop it? Exit. Oh, I dropped it in the interrogation room.
Dr. Leslie has been a good source to explain a lot of the medical and psychological components of the case as well. She's been doing daily updates.
Civil case mean for the criminal case? A lot of people are saying right now online that yes, she has a civil case, but she had to file that civil case within a 3-year statute of limitations, and that has nothing to do at all with the criminal case. And after the criminal case happens, she can just go back and amend that and fix it up, however she sees fit, determining about how this criminal case ends. Okay, I want to be clear of what that civil case contains. It tells us why and how her criminal attorney is approaching this. In the civil action, she very vividly, in paragraph 77 through 81, you can go look it up on Google. You don't have to take my word for it. The case is filed in court, where she very vividly describes taking the actions against her children, telling them in quotes that as she was doing that, go to God, baby. This is not some kind of throwaway. She was just preserving her rights about against the practitioners for malpractice. So she just threw it all through the kitchen sink in there just to make sure that all of her claims were preserved. Nobody who is represented properly by legal counsel files a civil action when they are facing criminal charges and admits in that to doing the actions that they're being accused of in the criminal case. You do not do that if you're represented by proper counsel. And we can't have our cake and eat it too. Either we recognize that Kevin Reddington is absolutely on top of his game as a criminal defense attorney, which he is. You can go and look at all of the attorneys out there, just like me, that are praising him, saying that he's doing a great job. We can't have our cake and eat it too and say he's doing a fantastic job and ignore the fact that no proper attorney would ever tell a jury, yes, my client did the acts, we're not disputing that, and then mid-trial go back and change your mind. Not happening. The civil case tells us that she fully, to this day, acknowledges that she committed the actions. It also kind of tells us, if you go to paragraphs 77 through 81 in that civil complaint, you will see that plenty of things are in quotes of her directly saying, these are quotes attributable to Lindsay. And I suspect, I do not know this, but I suspect that those quotes are going to be incorporated once the criminal defense attorney's case in chief starts. And he starts calling his experts, which he has hired, to explain his defense of psychosis. Once that occurs, there are going to be experts that are testifying about her admissions that she did this. He's not going to be running or hiding away from this. He's accepting that. He's just arguing that she's not criminally responsible because of the psychosis. This is not a complicated circumstance to try to believe that they are not arguing whether or not she did it. Okay, I get it that there are a lot of TikTokers out there that are trying to find ways and inconsistencies and things just don't add up, but that is not the case that is being tried before that jury. What does Lindsay claim?
That's that. Sam, did you get a hold of Ivory? Hello? Can anybody hear me?
We can hear you.
We can
I
hear
can
you.
hear you.
She might be busy cooking breakfast again.
I know. All right, guys, I've got to get out the door and for work. I really need to get service on this other phone and not just Wi-Fi. I will check real quick and see if they're still on a sidebar, so y'all have plenty of time to find somewhere to go listen. And if
Okay.
you can't, it is on YT on Law and Crime. Oh God, that's so loud.
It's also on TikTok on CBS News, but I recommend that you hide the comments.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I
They
get it.
are still on a sidebar, so if I find anybody good, I'll try to send it to as many people as I can while I'm in my spaceship.
Okay,
Yeah,
Sheshed. Thank you.
Ivory.
Drive careful.
Ivory will
Sure
probably be
do.
on later, you guys.
Okay,
Y'all
After
have a
well,
good day and
lunch.
taste the rainbow, you know?
Yeah.
Yes.
Gotta make that money.
Run that marathon.
Bye,
It
guys.
is a marathon.
Lace up those Reeboks.
All right, guys. Bye-bye.
bye. Y'all have a good day. Thanks
Thank
for
you,
having me
Stacy,
up.
for. Thanks, Bayou.
Thanks,
You're welcome,
bye.
babe. Y'all send me an invite wherever y'all go. I'm gonna hang out with
Okay.
you girls today. Okay, bye-bye.
All right, bye.
Bye, guys. Y'all have a blessed day.
Thanks, Stacy, for streaming.
Hey, you bet. Bye, guys.